Today, as we said last season, we were going to get around to playing Golden Nekker Vampires. Now, the main idea here is pretty similar to the Golden Nekker Deathwish we showed off before, which is you want to set up a round where Golden Nekker grabs Necromancer's Tome, a unit, and then a special card that plays a unit. That way it triggers the Necromancer's Tome right away. It's a whole bunch of points, whole bunch of setup, and pretty strong. Well, it's actually very strong if you can do it. So as far as the deck itself, that's what we want to aim for. We're going to play Crystal Skull, and one thing we want to note here is we are playing a lot of engines. Mainly just flutter spamming, but we want to protect those because we do want round control. So Crystal Skull should help protect our stuff. Nekker, Decree, Tome, we talked about. Riptide is our only control in the deck. I considered playing a Toad Prince over Knickers, but I wanted to see all the cards in our deck, so we went with Knickers. I have seen people on the ladder playing this with Jotun instead, Jotun and 2 Ice Giants I've seen people using, which is interesting. But I think we're going to try out a little bit of a more niche card today. So we are going to play that. We're playing the Knickers. This should thin us down to 2 cards for the Last Wish. So we see every card in our deck. Then we can see the Katakan is an engine I don't use too much, but he should be good here because of the amount of bleedings, and he's 9 provisions. That's what usually holds him back, because when I'm playing most vampire decks at 9 provisions, I want to run Oriana and the one that denies bleeding points, who I suddenly forgot their name. Yeah, Verena. Usually I play Verena instead of Katakan. But here I think we'll go with the Katakan and the Oriana. We've got Roach Knickers for some thinning, consistency round 1. We really want round control of this deck, so that should help. Along with the Musicians of Blaviken, we're really throwing out that round 1 tempo. And then we have the 2 Flutters. They're the key of the deck. We really don't want them banished. We've got the Maxi. We've got 2 Watchmen. Now this is the fun card here. Watchmen is a card you hardly ever see play. I thought we'd give it a shot here, because what it does, it's got 5 for 5, it's a neutral. Since we're playing Musicians of Blaviken, we have to 5 version units in here, and we wanted something that was pretty decent to come back from the Necromancer's Tome. And there weren't that many cards I thought were really great coming back from Necromancer's Tome, but I thought this would be a pretty fun one to do. Like, you could do Ice Giants with Jotun, like I said, I've seen people doing that, but I wanted something more interesting. And so we went with the idea of the Watchmen here. Basically, Watchmen, we're playing in a pretty control-heavy situation. I'd say a lot of things we run to have control. So just being able to put out the shields is nice, and it comes back, and you can do, when it comes back, you can give another shield. So I thought this would be a really fun card to try out, and I thought this would be interesting, to say the least. The 2 Alps, Necrots, Witch Apprentices, Incubus, nothing surprising there, and then the 1 Musicians of Blaviken. I think we mentioned Maxi too, just a little more consistency. I don't like playing a 1 of 5 version bronze, so I just looked at 5 version golds, and there was only Maxi, which she does make sense in the deck too. And I suppose we could cut the Knickers, because Maxi sticks a card in the bottom of our deck, so we'll see our entire deck except the card we stacked to the bottom, which means you could cut the Knickers as well if you want to save those 8 provisions for something else. I thought about playing Toad Prince as well, so I think that might be what we go for. Although I'm not sure about the round 1 tempo pressure. We'll just figure it out as we go. We'll see if we don't need the Knickers pressure early. We'll probably swap this out for a Toad Prince because of the Maxi. The other thing about the Maxi, though, that I like is you can stick the the Necromancer's Tome on the bottom, so then you don't draw it. So we'll go with this. Should be pretty fun. Should have very strong short rounds, but we want to get that round control, and hopefully this setup will let us do it. King Paul, the Wild Hunt Navigator, and some Skellige. Blaze of Flora usually means Renfri beasts. Could also be crows. It's like the only thing we see from this, though. I suppose it could be raids, although they got like a 4 provision nerf, so maybe that means we should try them out. This hand looks quite nice. We are missing Golden Nekker still. But we're going to thin out a Roach and Knickers. It'll help us get there. And we'll obviously start off with this. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. That's great. Let's see. So we're going to draw these. We don't want to draw those. Necker's pretty far down. I think we want to reset here. Crows. They have a really good short round. Oh, Renfri Beast. Never mind. Iris. Alright, I can't say we're surprised. Can't say we're surprised. We have to revisit Golden Nekker Rain. That's just a thought, but very random thought. We have to revisit that. I know it's a really random thought. It's funny. All the buffs have made so many Golden Nekker decks viable. It's fascinating. Okay, I'm a little confused. This is one of my favorite cards in the entire game, but I'm a little confused by what's in his deck. However, it's going to be really good for him, so I'm sure he's happy about that. See, I think here we drop the Alp. We sync the Alp order with Flutter. The Flutter from Operator. The thing is here, he might be playing a Jaime Flaminica. And I guess this could also be a Shoop deck of some type. It's a pretty good lineup of bronzes for the Necromancer's Tome later. I opted to set those up instead of the Siri, because we do a round 2 push with the Siri, and then rely on the Necromancer's Tome. I was just going to go in here. Sending Morkvarg. He must have like a... Why did that kill it? I'm missing something. That's 6 power. This is Renfri. But why did that kill our Flutter? Wasn't our Flutter 7? I'm confused. We're gonna have to do some testing. That was weird. Very weird.
Two sides, crest will fall in place.
I guess this combos with this. This is really random. The reason I was thinking about the rain earlier is because this board he's using has such strong sound effects for the weather. That's what made me think of the storm. So either we're really done with Morkvarg, by the way, or maybe there's an interaction where since he's not in the graveyard, just does whatever damage. Like max damage? I don't know. Because this guy was definitely at 7 power. He's going to kill the Flutter with a leader. So he's done Renfri leader, regular leader. I'm guessing he's a good passive on it, otherwise he wouldn't. But now we can drop our Siri down, and that'll be quite good.
I'll cleave you in two.
So it's done healing. We're down 14. This plays not into Igni because we take the... She gets 2.
Don't make me laugh.
I think we do want to spend one of these here. So we'll probably end up Oriana next turn. Don't want to waste bleeding durations.
Not much left of that world.
My sweet, sweet children.
Should be enough for now. The issue here is going to be the fact that Incubus is kind of bricked at the moment. We do have a decree. Kind of all in on this Oriana though, carrying this round at this point. The only thing we can really decree that, like, none of our decrees are amazing, so I'm thinking. I'm not sure we can push through the Oriana. I think if he keeps playing here, our decree might just be like the flutter.
Don't you pester me.
We pass here, is it uneven? No, he has to play another card. Right, because this goes +4. And +2 on the apprentice. Then he takes 4 bleeding. He has no passives of his own boosting him. This is fine. We have a carryover from Siri. Since all our bleeding's expiring, I don't think we... like, this isn't good. I'd rather keep the flexibility of this in round 2, I think. He does have Geralt, Quen into Bear Witcher, I'm certain of it, as a tempo push. It can be risky to give him round control. But I think he probably has like a Geralt in his hand or something. We can make Quen for the regular Geralt instead of the Bear Witcher. I just think he has a punish in his hand. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, there's the punish. That's what I thought. I thought he had one in his hand. A good pass. The only downside here is if we do draw the Golden Nekker, we're going to have some problems. Or don't draw the Golden Nekker, I mean. Which, I mean, it can happen. I wanted to play the new Lane of Thousand Fables to, like, hedge against that. But, problem with that being, you know, it's an artifact that we don't have our combo. I think we keep this. Long round 3 we should be really happy with. And the Siri carryover, we should be okay here.
I'd lend you a hand, but then I'd have none.
I actually think we're okay enough. It might be worth just going Decree onto, like, Riptide. Just to secure this. I do think we do that. I really just want this round to be over. I don't think we're going to get much value out of this later on, because he's going to have, like, Bear Witchers with shield and stuff. It's a Bear Witcher, no shield on this one.
What are you gonna do, huh?
We want an Incubus here. The problem is, like, the targets. It's going to be Flutter, so let's do it.
You're one sexy witch, and I'm here to please.
And I think we use our last leader charge. That should do it. That does do it. So these are both bronzes we have in our graveyard. Golden Nekker is fantastic. Incubus now comes back later. So basically we just open up with the Golden Nekker here and we should be set. As long as we don't brick our draws. What more could we ask for? Golden Nekker. Yeah, we just do Golden Nekker. This should pretty much do it. I'm gonna grab the Incubus. Play Tome. And that's it. Like, there's really no way he can keep up. He's just done. I wanted to show it off, but there really isn't a way, realistically, for him to compete with us. So I understand it. Wegator something 29 playing some Jackpot. Like I said, Riptides are only control, so this is like Salamander. We are probably going to have some issues, and we do go really tall. That being said, it could just be some mid-range. We want this in our deck. Maxi's good with this on the bottom. We want to play one copy of Bronzes, and we'd like to find early our... early we want to find our operator. Couldn't think of his name for a minute there. The roach draw is not ideal, but we are playing a lot of things we don't want to draw, so it happens. Well, I guess we're not playing that many. Playing roach Nekkers. Tiger's Eye, what are we doing? Yeah, so he's going to get round control here, which is quite bad for our deck. We don't want them having this. But without Operator and Flutters, we can't really put out enough pressure, I think, to stop it. That being said, we will try. We at least want to put a copy of the Flutter and the Nekker out in the graveyard. Yeah, so it's just going to be like the Captain Yago stuff. I think we beat their long round, actually. Their long round's kind of scary, but I think we can deal with it. The big combo with Caesar and Sigi is the most annoying thing, but we should, I think, be able to deal with that. We got the Riptide to Sigi when he plays it, and then hopefully we can deal with Captain Yago. And we'll set up the Alp as well here. With two Flutters, we could potentially contest, but I think that with the... Like, we could try to contest. I just don't think it'd end up working, right? He still has a bunch of coins. Yeah. This is a pretty good Necromancer's Tome setup. The problem here is if he goes... We want him to all in this round, I think. If we draw Golden Nekker. If we don't draw Golden Nekker, well, then we're going to have some real problems. There's Roach and Nekkers. We never ended up playing a gold card. There's Golden Nekker, but the Tome is in our hand. I think it's more important to have this in deck than the Roach. Or the Nekkers. So at the end of the day, this saving us a round is what we want. Problem is, like, his round one is so strong with Madam. We need a Riptide to stop it.
Dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
So nothing good to bring back either. For an Incubus, potentially. Let's see, I think we want to go Maxi here to start off. Let's see what we're looking at for Last Wish. Nothing good, that's for sure. I feel confident just putting this in the bottom at this point. I want to reshuffle. I think we go Catachan here. He might see that as a commitment and pass, which is what we'd like. And if not, then it gives us some engines going throughout the round a little more. Yeah, so he's gonna keep going. That's kind of fine. Play our Watchman. This should protect from a potential junior quite well, actually. The thing is, he would have already juniored to the Ekamara, or the Catachan. He's going to spawn all these Ekamaras. So, he's just going to thin, as expected. 1 point short of our setup for Witch Apprentice. One thing that is annoying here is we don't want to mess up our summons for the Necromancer's Tome by playing this. So I think what we'll do is we'll Incubus. We'll bring back, like, it has to be a 5. Giving him that is pretty scary. I think we have to do it though.
No worries. Sins of the flesh are my speciality.
We'll give that a shield. He goes, if he passes here, he's still even.
Remove his cowl, then open his ears!
Catch me if you can. When pigs fly, eh?
I think he's going to try and 2-0 us here. Our next play is probably Golden Nekker. I think either he starts playing the Seeky Caesar stuff right here, or he's going to pass. Yeah, he's going to go for it, I think.
Mercy nor forgiveness.
Oh, a Tin Boy. I'll be honest, guys. I actually thought about playing a Tin Boy. Can we do this without the Golden Nekker? Round 19. I think we have to throw down a Flutter. Okay. That's fine. Get our points here. From our hand, I think we just do... This gives us... He's going to lose 1, 2, 3 bleeding points here. Puts him at 45. We get 2 points from this bleeding. That gets us to 43. So if we play Knickers from hand, we'd be at 44 from this. Yeah, so we don't leader charge. We can do this. 46. He loses 1, 2, 3. He gets points at the end of the turn, though. We'll get the risk the last wish or leader charge. I guess we got to 4 points. I don't think we had to leader charge. Yeah, we didn't have to leader charge. For some reason I was thinking you only get 2 points from the Witch Apprentice. Alright, as far as our hand though... Well, it's time to see. It is time to see just how this works. I debated putting Operator back there, by the way. I don't want to mess up our draws. Do this one. I debated Witch Apprentice, but he has a lot of coin potential where he could get those points quickly. And we didn't straight open with the Golden Nekker because I don't want to waste a Riptide or an Oriana or an Alp order, or deploy I should say. Let's do this. Yeah, there's the Oriana. Drop this in here, hit the Decree. We're going to grab from Decree, I think, the Alp here. We're going to get both of these. We'll see 2 of these. As we played the Knickers from our hand, we don't guarantee to see everything. We aren't guaranteed, I should say. Let's grab the Alp. Then we'll go Watchman. There's the Seeky. We don't have Riptide.
My lads will make sure of that.
He should buff that out of Riptide range. If he doesn't, we'll Last Wish for it. Okay, so he didn't do that. He should have. This denies just so much. And we'll keep the Alp orders handy for now. No Flighters coming back is pretty sad. Let's go right in with those Witch Apprentices soon. Thing is, we are short on points. Like, they won't right away trigger.
Don't blame me for your crooked nose.
A witch's best
I guess we
friend
play them
is
here
a
anyway.
king, no doubt.
I do go off before the bleeding. I thought he might do a ping damage to us or something. I think with Yago, he still has the points to win this. But we'll see. Guess not. Alright. Maybe we're giving him too much credit there. Ninja123 paying, playing some Deathwish. This will be interesting, because we'll lose a lot of bleeding value, because he'll consume our stuff. And he went first. That is quite bad. He 100% has the ability to bleed us out round 2. Bleed out the Golden Nekker. Without really losing card advantage either. So we'll keep this, put it back round 2. We also don't have a Flutter in hand, which is quite unfortunate. There's a pretty high chance of drawing a specific bronze in your hand. You guys ever saw the tutoring video we did? 75% chance to open a specific bronze, generally. So it's better to have a way to tutor the operator than the bronze to your hand. Excuse me. There's the Dagon. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this game, guys. Riptide's not getting value. Let me think, is there anything worth hitting in this deck? No. Probably just play it here. Doesn't really accomplish much, but it's like worse later. Like significantly worse. It's just going to suicide into like a giant toad or something. This way we might get him to leader charge.
It's you who's always sexy.
Just hover this card. Maybe he thinks we're going to lock it. Sometimes this actually works. Not even kidding. But yeah, okay, so we don't have that. We could do Nekker to pressure. Like, we can't really pressure, though, because look at his board. I'm just thinking if we have to. Can we beat his round 2 bleed into round 3? Not really. No, because his short round's so good. I think we have to push. With the Decree of Flutter. I just don't think there's any way to beat his short rounds. Here's the big tempo swing. We knew this is coming. Let's go Nekker, Apprentice. Just all the engines. It's pretty normal not to Megascope the giant toads as well. Let's see if he wants to go for that. Gives you even more carryover, which is what I'm concerned with, because like we can't beat a short round without Golden Nekker if he has carryover. What we'd like to do is to incubus back the giant toads so we can't use them. But I don't think that's something reliable enough that we can count on it. We'll go Flutter next, then the Witch Apprentice, actually. Probably. Yeah, there's the Megascope, like we were talking about. Leader charge. Weird. Do we go Apprentice? Let's do Apprentice first. It's either Apprentice or we go Catacan. Yeah, I think we're gonna need the Catacan, honestly. I think we're gonna need the Catacan. We'll go Flutter next. The 2 Nekkerots out, the Catacan actually is worth a lot of points. He's getting 4. We might have to give Deathwish a shot. We haven't done regular Deathwish in a while. Here's the Consume. Going really tall. But we have no tall punish. And he knows we don't have spores, which is the tall punish usually you end up being afraid of. I think we need to maximize here. Oops, we're supposed to click this first. That's not maximizing. We'll come back next turn though. If we play a vampire, I should say. I think we want to play Witch Apprentice, though. We want to do Witch Apprentice, I think, first. Witch Apprentice leader. Then we'll have the Alp turn. So we can bring back his giant toad and our Nekker with Incubus this round if we want to. Should be helpful. Just debating if we do that next. I think we... Oh. It's not what I expected. So we are down what? We're down 9, effective 10. So we go to 35. He gets 1, 2, 3. He goes to 42. We're down 7. This should do it. We can apply these as well. Like this. We actually end up taking a round off of Deathwish. It's surprising. We opened Riptide. I was considering going for it or not, and then as the round develops, I think it was worth it. Problem is just going to be our round setup. Like, Golden Nekker is very strong into Tome, but we don't have really the things that can match like a Arrakis Queen on Detlaf, for example. We just have to go all in on the long rounds. So what that means here is we have 7 cards. I'm not going to play this. Just go round 3. We're going to have to hope full long round can beat him. We don't have the best setup. We have Flutter, Nekker, Alp. Would really prefer more. You also can't use our Siri here either. That's one of those not used. We don't have a Purify for the other one. It's just worth noting. So So Wish has to be in deck and Tome has to be in deck. Yeah, we can't draw here. We just slam Golden Nekker, hope it works. That's pretty much what this is going to come down to. We are reviving a Nekkarot and a Flutter and an Alp. Let's see what we can do. There's the Detlef. It's going to consume it. Get the Dagon. Both going in here. Both of us are going to slam that tempo. There he is. Not my preferred unit here, but we'll make it work. We don't have one of those in our graveyard, do we? Oh well. Like the only bronze we didn't have. Which means it's probably just going to die. Hopefully there's no Maruna. Maruna would be brutal. He seizes it. Wave on the Tome. That's probably a GG if we're being honest here. I'm going to try to be honest. That should be a GG. I don't think it's come back from that. Incubus Flutter next turn, I think. There's the Erendite. Wasn't sure which one of those we should shield.
Share the night, share the love.
We did Nekrat, that's right. So let's bring back the Toad. Do actually manage to bring back the Toad, which is quite nice here. I don't think it means we're going to win the game, but it is nice. On the Detlef. Assume it. I want him to play Karen potentially before we do the Orianna, but I don't think it's going to happen. Our hand is just not ideal. Let's say, he played around there. It's not too surprising. See, there's a chance this goes melee. We have to have these Witch Apprentices going as fast as possible, really. That being said, without the Tome, we just have no chance against his tempo. Which, you know, I think we figured that out earlier.
We're not done if you can still walk.
Does he have more Toads in there? He does not. Could pull out the Succubus. That's probably worth it.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Get the Doomed thing going. And go in with Orianna next turn. She's going to have to really carry. You can at least get Doomed. I'm not sure if that really saves us, but it is something. He's a Karen, right? Nope, just a Toad. But, I mean, still look at the point difference here. Orianna's good. She's not that good. Yeah, the Banshee. Interesting.
A witch's best friend is a pet.
Problem is our last two cards are really bad for the situation. And he's gonna have a Karen still. He has Karen Leader, which is 10, 16, 22, 25 points. Just on the current board. Which there's obviously no coming back from. With Tome we can do this, but he heat waved it correctly. Oh, is there no Karen? There should be. Guess not. I guess we still don't beat the no Karen board, but...
Who goes there?
I guess you could still Karen. Oh, it's an Eskel.
Sure, no problem.
I guess Deadloff's a vampire, so we couldn't get most of our stuff. Not that we're gonna win, but a lot closer had any right being after he heat waved our Tome. Cozy.
I hate portals.
I think we played this guy in the last video, if I recall. I think he was playing Tatterwing then, or he was playing non-Tatterwing Arrakis Swarm. Then we moved on to probably Skellige Witchers. Very common deck at the moment. Very common.
Gotcha. No, no, damn it.
Riptide's not very useful in this matchup, so we're just going to play it here. The early tempo to round control. It's just not very useful because they get armor and shields. And most of the stuff that we want to kill, it's protected or already pretty high base power. Not really an engine-based deck. That's like his only engine. It's the Adapt.
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
No operator's annoying, but let's begin here. Commander's Horn's the scary card next, but he doesn't have all 5 units yet. Yeah, there's the Offering. But no way to play around Offering. Shield doesn't stop it. He has numerous ways to kill this, so I'm not really thinking it's going to live. Hopefully he has the Junod way to kill it, that'd be funny. But yeah, there's a 6 damage. Go Catachan. We also want to set up these guys for Tome, so we're going to play a little bit longer. We obviously lose the round when he comes down with the Vesemir and such. But until then, I'm going to keep playing some cards. We don't obviously lose, I should say, but that's most likely when we start losing, as we can't answer that into the Leo. That's Alp. It's whatever. I knew that was going to happen. Let's go Ciri. I have low hopes for her living, but, you know, it gets us the points for Witch Apprentice if she does. The other thing is he can't escalate, so it might actually be hard for him to kill. Actually, you know what? You can't escalate. That's right. And Professional can't get her. Actually, she probably has the best chance of living of any of our cards. We win on it even with Ciri out? That's crazy. I guess his plan here is that we won't set up the bronzes for Golden Nekker. We already have 3 though. And there's the Gold Nekker. This could be worth attempting a 2-0 push. Let's think about it. So we have 1, 2, 3 good bronzes. We have the Flutter in hand. We have the Alp in hand. We don't have a Nekker out. We'll put this back. Those aren't ideal. Do a push with the golds here. I'm liking the 2-0 push potential. Just thinking if we want to open with something else. Because the Incubi don't do anything till we Operator. So they're kind of dead, but I didn't want to mess up the Golden Nekker. What's a safe opener? Do we have one? Not really. Just do it.
Stand back, rogue! We have tar!
Nekkerat's pretty good. Alright, let's see what he's got. Igni is not common in these decks. And Ciri should protect us from it. Because next we just grab Flutters. His best play is probably to Heatwave the Necromancer's Tome if he has it, because we can't put out Bleedings next turn. But these decks tend to just run Geralt control cards instead of actual removal. Bear Witcher coming down. Or just armor up, kill. Feels bad.
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
It's not the card we want to play. We want to play Flutter with a leader charge. So we'll do this. Drop the Flutter. Grab our other one. And these extra points are good, and they also should stop him from accumulating units, which is what his goal is here. We put those both melee to get Witch Apprentice online. We'll just drop those next. Let's go for a 2-0. Or we'll pass when we have Incubi left. Oh, there's a professional. Gonna take out one. That's fine. Go Apprentice. If he kills the Apprentice, we can actually play another one from our hand.
All that dance in a row.
Yeah, Shield kept it alive for a turn at least.
They're surprisingly clean creatures.
This should be enough engines here. Incubus obviously doesn't really do anything, but we have enough points of a lead, and he doesn't know that. And we'll go Alp.
To arms, men.
Bring us back another Alp. A really big lead here. And we'll just take the 2-0. GG. Very powerful. H-Boo, Haboo, something. Firesworn, a deck that can actually out-engine us, so that is a concern. Rather large concern as well, because we don't have a Flutter in our hand. That back. That back. Ooh, hand's not looking good. Really want to open a Flutter to match the... potentially match the Fallen Knights. The only thing we can do is I think we have to open Riptide into a Fallen Knight if he plays it. Because our short round should be better. His long round, like the 10 card round, I think he wins in. Because the Veils are annoying as well. Feels weird he's our only control card right away. But
Align yourself with the
I guess we don't have to then.
new order.
But again, like everything has Veil, which is so annoying. Let's do this.
We have tar! With that, the Order's decline began.
Come at me if you must. Don't think this sword a toy.
Well, nothing else for it.
The eternal fire guides. The eternal fire protects.
Everything has Veil. So annoying. Protect him like a Sayer Khan or something. See the Fallen Knight. Like, we just have to go engine here.
Not harm a hair in your wench's head.
Are down quite a few points, though. We can do Witch Apprentice next turn. Hopefully he doesn't have a Junior in his hand or something to kill this guy. Okay.
Idle hands are evil's playthings.
I think it's worth dropping
Witch's
this.
best friend is a pig, no doubt.
There's Sayer Khan coming. Be pretty bad. There's the Junior. Yeah, we're hoping there's no Junior. The good news here is actually the it's not that bad for him to kill that. I think we try and remove the crime effects or whatever it's called, the intimidates. We don't have to win uneven because we can just drop a Siri. Pretty happy. We'll be happy if we win the round,
Have you made your
which I
offering?
don't think is going to happen at this point. But with Siri, never know. Oh, Sacred Flame. I'm still...
Remove his cowl, then
I always wonder why this doesn't have resilience on it, and why it's not a location. Like, it's a location, I thought, but you don't understand. Let's do this. Drop the Siri.
Yield and save me some time.
Bit of carryover.
Believe I heard more coins clinking about in that pouch of yours.
Yeah, so in these long rounds, he wins. But we should have good setup for Golden Nekker. An 8 card round 3 instead of a 10. Maybe we can do something there. Still not feeling great about this. That's a good card here. Didn't Operator. Does he want to push us? No, he's just going to pass, right? We want to find this and this still. That's what I thought. We'll take the extra card. I debated keeping Watchman, but I wanted to draw for Operator and Flutter, because Flutter is so impactful here. It's Flutter. Tome we have to put back. And that we have to put back. Okay, we can work with this. I think we open Operator Flutter, sees if he kills the Flutter, because if he kills the Flutter, then the Golden Nekker can grab the other Flutter. That seems to be our best choice. The problem here is, as far as his graveyard, the only thing we can bring back is Fallen Knight, which means Incubus is a dead card, because we are not doing that. And unfortunately, we have an Incubus in hand. Begin here. Where are you? There you are. going to start, though, with the Cyrus. Oh, just playing our Fall Knight from the hand.
How low we have
We are just going to have the engine competition, I see, this game. Here's what we'll do. We'll actually stack bleeding on this. So if it dies, we can... I don't know. If it dies, we can potentially bring it back. There's the Cyrus.
Infernal gout.
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
I guess, to be fair, if he's going to Cyrus this Fall Knight anyway, we should just play the Incubus. As bad as that feels, it might just be the right choice.
Garments are shackles that restrain our desires.
To a turn, I think this is slightly better. Because he's just going to bring it back anyway. You're welcome. Don't pretend you weren't going to just bring it back.
Place our trust in you, eternal flame.
And now we go in here. Golden Nekker. Oh, now this card's dead. Like, dead.
Share the night, share the love.
Oh, let's grab the Flutter. Bro doesn't matter here. Well, let's just see whose engine's better. I think it's his. Because Gregory is going to be pretty good.
Drive off the mages and their foul magistry.
Let's see, we've got some choices here. I think the best choice is Ekamara. Do Oriana next. You should have Diaz Irae, which is a lot of points. There's Gregory. There should also be a Sayer Khan. Should kill a Flutter.
Heretic! Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
We kill our Nekker out. That is pretty bad.
By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
Quick, move those hooves.
Need those going.
They'll both be ham.
I think he's got this with a Diaz Irae. But we have an Oriana still that can help. Not having the Nekker outs does put quite a damper on things, though.
Still, my silent buffalo cries.
It's a big Flutter boost, but like Diaz Irae should be in his hand. And then his other cards, maybe Heatwave. It's probably Heatwave.
Not the fire.
Oh, it's a unit. The fact that that's a unit is enough to get us a win.
Another little wonderbolt. Sure.
Or I thought if it was a unit, he wouldn't have spawned as many guys, but I guess he didn't think about it. GG. So that's Golden Nekker Vampires for you guys. Really fun deck. I always enjoy these Golden Nekker Necromancer Tome decks, whether it's Relics, whether it's Deathwish, whether it's Vampires. I just really find the deck a fun one to play, I just think. And they always also seem to be quite strong at the end of the day. The Golden Nekker into Tome is very good. That's like the biggest understatement. But Necromancer's Tome is so good if you set it up correctly. As far as the deck, I don't think Watchman really helped us that much, to be honest, but I thought we'd play more control decks. Yeah, I thought we'd play more control decks. I guess not. Feels like a fun card, though. Just worth trying out. It helped us a couple times. Like, there's certain matchups where having a shielded ability to deploy a shield on order is really good. It just wasn't in our games, apparently, which is unfortunate. I think we'll try out Watchman a little bit more. I think he's got a potential here still. But as far as the rest of the deck, you guys saw how it worked out. Works quite well, I think. The only thing is lack of control. And then, again, some of the big greedy combos like Traveling Priestess, like Tibor, like what's the other one we saw recently? Oh, against the mages, mobilization mages, where they copy Spellweaver, stuff like that, like the really big combo decks. We don't have enough control to stop them. But other than that, the deck's quite good. I think the only thing that is really missing is like a big tempo play, which is probably why the people on the ladder I saw playing this were playing Jotun. But, you know, I wanted to try something a little different today. Go with the Watchman. I also think Toad Prince would be a good inclusion. I thought about him. I was actually running him before the Knickers, but I think I like the Knickers. I also like the Toad Prince. Hard to say. Hard to say. But that's it. Going to be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Really fun deck to use. Can be a little tricky, though, but it has a really high potential. Hopefully this was useful, and you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.